YouTube, Quinway coming to y'all with that leader analysis today on YouTube and on houseplayground.com. We're going to talk about predicting who will be the scoring leader, the defensive rebound, or the rebound leader, the steals leader, the assist leader, all wrapped up in one. And I think that is going to be a fun video because people want to know what I think, and I'm going to give you the answers of what I think and why, like I usually do. But we're going to do all of them in one video just because it's not too many people that can realistically win these awards, and the people who can is just on a small list. We're going to start with the scoring leader. Obviously, got to put Luka Doncic in that conversation. He might go down a couple points, but he's still going to be in the high 20s or early 30s. And I think that he's going to be in conversation like he has been as the scoring champion because just the opportunity and him being the primary guy with the ball in his hands, he has a chance to score a lot of points just because of that. Now he's going to be passing more. He's going to have a little bit more assists just because his team did get deeper and they do have more weapons like Klay Thompson, for example, on his team that may take some opportunities and some shots away from him, but I don't really think it's going to hurt him that much. Obviously, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, they added more talent like Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso. So I do see his scoring going down a little bit too, just because he doesn't have to do what he had to do last season to be able to help this team win. And Jalen Brunson the same. I feel like he doesn't really have to do what he had to do last year because they had way more talent that they had, even in the starting lineup with Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns, that he's still going to score. He's still going to be lethal, but he doesn't really have to be relied on as much. And of course, Joel Embiid, he might not play enough games because of his priorities to be able to win this award, but he's still going to be in that conversation. But if I had to pick one person that would win the scoring champion, I think it'd be Giannis this year. I know you can say he has Dame, but he had Dame last year and he still averaged 30. And I think that he's going to be a guy that, since Chris Middleton is injured and we don't really know he's going to be back, and he might be injured again like he has been the last couple of years, and I'm not wishing it on him and I'm not wanting it to be him to be injured, but somebody has to step up to scoring, and Giannis has been a 30-point scorer the last two seasons. So I think that he might be one of two or three players that might average 30, but since he's usually the most healthiest out of those guys, he might be the one that walks away with this award. And you can always throw Nikola Jokic in there too, just because Jamal Murray's a little beat up. Michael Porter isn't a great scorer off the dribble. He's more of a complimentary player. And you can say the same thing about Aaron Gordon. So they might need Nikola Jokic to score, at the highest level that he can to get this team to a winning record. And he's willing to do it because he took the Supermax contract, which comes with that type of pressure. But by him being an MVP candidate and him knowing the game, I don't think Jokic is going to bow down and make excuses. I think he's going to deal with what he has and work with it and try to push his team as much as he can to win it. Rebounds, I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert because they don't have no Karl-Anthony Towns anymore. They do have Julius Randle, and he is a decent rebounder, but he's not the rebounder that Towns was. And I think Rudy Gobert is going to stay right in that paint like he usually does. And if he does that, he's going to be gobbling up rebounds. He just had a preseason game where he had 17 rebounds, and that was just yesterday. And I think we're going to see more of that just because they need him to be that anchor and they need him to hold down the paint. And he's just going to have so many opportunities to get rebounds. Obviously, Sabonis is going to still be in that conversation, but DeMar DeRozan might grab a couple of those too. And same with Fox and same with the other guys on this roster. I think it's just a team effort is what Mike Brown is looking for the Kings to have, and I don't really think Sabonis is going to be able to do it this year over Gobert. And then you can say Anthony Davis too. He's a guy that really has improved his rebounding, but I just don't see it because LeBron is on his team and Rui is going to be starting too. And then Jokic is just a beast on the boards. He's definitely probably going to be number one or number two in rebounds, but I just think Rudy Gobert has more of an advantage, to get rebounds. And I think that it just goes in his favors. And Jalen Durant, he really is making a name for himself. He just don't have Cade Cunningham, and then he has other bigs that's going to be in and out of the lineup. I think that that's going to hurt his chances of winning, but it's good to see him become a great rebounder already in his young career. And then assists, I do think it's going to be a repeat. I just feel like Tyrese Halliburton has a lot of weapons. He plays so quick, he plays so fast. He has a great IQ and a great feel for the game, and he just knows where his teammates is going to be at, and he just knows when to get off the ball. He knows when to push the ball, how to push the ball, and how to get high octane offense to be efficient. And I think that with the weapons that he has, he knows exactly when to get rid of it. And I think he can just win this award almost every year, as long as he plays with Rick Carlisle and the Pacers, just because they really believe that he is the heart and soul in the system, and they really believe in what he does as a playmaker. Luka Doncic, I just feel like him and Kyrie splitting some ball handling duties a little bit more this year because they have a little bit more weapons. Is going to allow him to relax. It's going to allow him to heal more, to be more prepared for the playoffs. So I just think he has a little bit of a tick down, but he's still going to have a lot of assists. Obviously, Jokic going to be in that conversation, but I don't know if he can get to double figures just because I don't know if he has enough weapons that can knock down shots. They're going to need him to do more of the scoring than him creating the scoring to me this year, just based off their roster. And James Harden, he's definitely going to be higher on this list, probably going to finish number 2, just because the Clippers may not have Kawhi Leonard on and off again, on and off. So obviously James Harden's gonna have to kick it into gear, and if he's struggling to score because he's older, he can always use his ability to create for others as a way to still be a great weapon. I still think James Harden can be a 20 and 10 guy. He just need guys that's gonna be able to make shots, and I think the Clippers got enough of that. And then LeBron, he's always gonna be in the conversation because he can handle the ball and he's gonna have it in his hands the most out of any Laker, and that's gonna give him the ability to win this award. I just don't see it though on the roster that he's with and that he's on right now. And then blocks, I definitely think it's gonna be a repeat for Victor Wembanyama, just a monster with effort and energy, length and versatility, and just understanding of the game. And I think it's only going to increase with Chris Paul, and I think he's going to save a lot more of his energy because they're going to set him up for easier opportunities. And I think that that's going to help him win, the blocks championship again. You do got to put Chet Holmgren in that conversation because he's long, he's fast, and he's going to be looking for anything that comes near him, and he's going to be swatting things. I think Anthony Davis, you got to put him in that conversation because he wants to be great defensively, and the more weapons they added around him, he just focused more on defense now because he doesn't really have to score as much as he usually did with LeBron on the roster and with other guys that they've been putting on his roster, and their bench is getting deeper. They don't really need Anthony Davis to do much offensively as much. They need him just to be more of a great defender, and I think that can help his numbers even in the block category. And then, of course, Walker Kessler, just a long athletic big. He's the primary anchor on that defense, so that's why he has the opportunities to be their best rim protector. And you can say the same thing about Brook Lopez. I just don't think they have the high of Victor Wembanyama. He guards on the perimeter, he guards in the paint, and he guards in the middle, roaming lanes, and where he can be a help defender. I think with those things already in his head, and he already knows how to use that to his advantage, that just, a great thing to have at his age. But we got to give him credit for that. And I think he gets the block championship again. And then 3-pointers made. This is basically the Steph Curry award. He made so many threes and he continues to do it. And I think that that's his style, that's his game, and that's what he's going to continue to do until he retires. Because that man know he can shoot that basketball. He's the greatest shooter of all time. And I think that this is just going to be a repeat for him. As sad as it says, there's not too many people that's going to be changing. It just shows you how great they are at their skills and at their talent, and they know what their game is and they know what they're trying to accomplish each and every time they go out there on the court. And I think that Klay Thompson is going to be in this conversation because they're going to need him to be a weapon, and his best strength is shooting, and that's what they primarily going to be setting him up for. CJ McCollum, they call him 3J now, but he can get too caught up in the mid range to where he's not going to shoot as many threes, but he's going to make a lot just because they're going to swing the ball to him, and he's going to have an opportunity to make them. And then Luka, he takes the toughest threes on this list, but I think that he's going to be in that conversation. I also going to say Anthony Edwards. He's going to shoot more now than ever from three. And I think that that's only going to increase his chances of being able to win this award just because he shot like 13, 14 threes in preseason the game almost. And if he's shooting that many, he's going to make a bunch of them too. I just don't think he's going to be more efficient and make as much as Steph because I just feel like Steph is the better shooter, which is obvious at this point. And I just think that a lot of these guys are going to be gunning for it, like a Dante DiVincenzo. He doesn't make a high clip of him, but he's great enough to where he's going to be in the conversation. And you can put a lot of other guys in there too. But in steals, I do think this year is going to be Shea Gilgeous as the steals leader. You can put De'Aaron Fox in that conversation, Matisse Thybulle in that conversation, Alex Caruso in that conversation because him and Shea going to be playing on the same team. But Shea's probably going to get more minutes, which means he has more opportunity to get more steals like he did last year. And then you can put Paul George in that conversation too. You can put Kawhi Leonard if he makes enough games in that conversation. Matisse Thybulle is just a monster playing in the passing lanes and being able to get, a lot of deflections and turn that into transition offense. And then you can also put Jalen Suggs. I think he's going to have a big role in that too. Being able to play in the passing lanes and stay in front of guys and strip them when they're trying to go to the basket or, play with this stances like they usually do. And if they try to be lazy or nonchalant with their passes, you just pick them off or you just, take the ball where you think they're going to throw it and just turn it into a steal and then turn that into transition. And then your team eats off easy opportunities like they should. So these are just my predictions. Like I said, some of these guys have mastered their role, have mastered their identity. We know exactly what they're going to bring to the table. We know exactly what they're going to do, and they're great at what they do. And that's why they continue to be at the top of these lists or they won these awards multiple times just because they're just that great at it. And they have, practiced a lot and prepared a lot. And they just also just got to stay healthy to be able to continue to win it as much as they can. But that's my list. Let me know your list in the comment section below. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. Also, share the video to other people. And that's just another way of liking it because that's the support that I need to stay popular and stay popping. Like everybody else on YouTube. And also, if you already been part of the channel, I make videos throughout the day, every day, so you might miss something that you wanted to see. And if you have, this is just a reminder to check my channel, just like the new subscribers, for videos that you may want to watch, that you may miss, that you may skipped over. Well, I'll get back to it later. I'll try to get back to it when I can, or I wanted to see it, but I'm busy right now. I hear you. I feel you. Just don't forget to watch the videos too, just in case you did miss it. I'm just giving you a reminder. And if you're new to the channel, I got all different type of content when it comes to basketball, especially NBA. You will love it. You will enjoy it. And I guarantee 100% that you will, because most people tell me that when they see me, or they tell me that in the comment section, or it's just something that I hear in general about since I've been doing this for so many years. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see y'all later today, hopefully, and I'm gone.